Hello, I am Mun.
And I am Ray.
This is the Mun Ray channel coming to you.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Once again, for those who have subscribed and liked and shared and what have you, I want to say thank you.
We thank you.
For those that haven't, what you waiting for?
The hell is your problem?
I'm trying to understand.
Get it together.
You need some help. Really. Also, you can also check us out on TikTok. I am at Monday Night. That is MUNDAYNITE. I'm dropping 3 the hard way, haiku-ism style.
And I am at Stingray72, STINGRAE72. No space.
There it is. Now, okay, what's going on today? What we're going to talk about for real. Hold on.
Okay, let's make it nighttime right quick.
The sun is down, like, yeah, there it is. You got me know it a little.
You know it.
Anyway, yeah, we're speaking on RnB versus gospel.
Yeah.
Now, pretty much on this video, I was watching Uncensored. Thank you, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Uncensored, and we had Kirk Franklin and B.B. Winans. They were doing their Uncensored, and Kirk Franklin made a very good point. He said, there ain't no one more judgmental than gospel, the church people.
Damn church folk.
I was like, wow.
Now, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Before we give a preface, before we get the video, let's get the preface here. I was not made to go to church as a child. A lot of people will say, you know, I had to go to church. I was not that person. When I spent the weekend with my grandmother, we went to church on Sundays. I really didn't get into going into church until high school or so, when I met a friend of mine, and she was always in church, so I followed suit. So my church going started mid-teens. Your church going what?
Well, pretty much the same, but also a little bit different. Okay. My mother and father didn't make us go to church either.
Okay.
It was never you had to. It was more so you had the free will to find your own religion. Now, it was a great thing. Now, I started going to church with a friend of mine, and we was going to church pretty much every Sunday. And I was like pre-teens, 10, 11, 12, around that time. And my church experience was a little bit different than most. I followed suit without knowing history. And that's very, very prime. That's very, very key. And following suit, I noticed how the folks I was going to church with were the very same sinners that the preacher was talking about.
Ain't that always the truth?
At this young age, I wasn't having sex, never drank, didn't do drugs. But a lot of my friends I was going to church with were. Get the conundrum?
Right.
So I was talked about when it came to wearing church clothes. I wore the same suit back to back 2 Sundays, and I got talked about like it was no tomorrow.
Like nowadays.
Yeah, it's like I never understood. I said I wore the joint on one Sunday, then I had to wear it again the following Sunday, and man, they talked about me like crazy. Now, that's pretty much where my religion started, or what have you. And my mom, love her to life. I told her that I got saved, and I ran home. I said, Mom, I got saved. I'm in the book of life. Jesus is my Savior. Yes. I said, but Mom, guess what? When I grabbed the preacher's hand, I felt like I was about to faint. She said, that could have been the devil. You tell a child of 11, 12 years old that he could have touched the devil's hand? Seriously?
Oh, what's wrong?
I was like, Well, that pretty much stopped me from going to church right then and there. So I'm just giving you that right there. So let's move on. Yeah, R&B versus gospel.
Yes.
Is it good? Is it bad? Are you feeling it? Should gospel music have its own area, its own arena, or can you merge the two? I'm gonna say you can merge the two.
I say you should merge the two
because R&B music is the same as gospel. Only thing you're not doing is talking about God, but you're talking about love, and God is love. Now, let's be understanding. I am not talking about the R&B music of today's genre. No, not this generation. No.
Okay.
I'm talking about R&B 80s, late 90s, all the way back, early 90s, all the way down to whenever.
Hell, even the 70s.
Yeah, because there's nowhere in the world you're gonna sit there and confuse gospel with R&B music of today. You're gonna merge the two now. Truffle butter, we call truffle butter. Really? Come on, man. Yeah. Every time you turn around, it's talking about sex. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about back in the 80s. Take your time, young man.
Yeah.
Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. See, come on, man. Come on now.
And that's called devil music.
What?
Because you didn't say the word God in it. Real quick, though.
Mm-hmm.
BB Winans, their song Addicted Love.
What? And that's
the record label did not want to release that because they felt the title, Addiction.
But I'm addicted to love.
BB Winans said, yeah, well, this is what we're going to release.
Thank you.
You're going to like it or you're not.
Yeah. And then it's like, I think it was one sister had a point. Oh my God. It was about the song Tomorrow.
By the Winans?
By the Winans.
Love it.
Now, for some reason, I've spoken to some churchgoers, very religious. And when I say, I'm sorry, it's not Tomorrow. It's the other one.
Is it By the Winans?
No, it's not by the. Well, it's been sung by the Winans. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Amazing Grace?
I think that's it. I don't know. I think it is Amazing Grace. Anyway, when you say that, there's some people that I've spoken to, some holding them down, people that I've spoken to about this song, you know what they come out of the mouth and say?
Wow.
Jesus, I didn't know Jesus was lost. That's it. And that's what you got from Amazing. That's what you got from that line?
Yeah, because if you listen to the lyrics, I
was lost.
I once was lost, but now I'm fine.
And I was like, what are you talking about? How you gonna sit there? I didn't know Jesus was lost. Jesus is not the one I'm speaking about. They're speaking about their own, their person. Speaking about them.
Yeah, hence that I part.
Say, I was lost, but now I'm found. He found me. Or I found him. What are you talking about? Jesus was never the one lost. How do you, and I get it just from that line itself, how so many people that are following a Christian path can actually turn around and make R&B music like the devil music. I mean, I'm listening to Kirk Franklin's Uncensored. This man said that church folks had a problem with him, said he was the devil. Really?
It's all interpretation.
Stop.
Everything is interpretation.
I mean, stop. Really? And it's sad.
And it catch hell. Artists like Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, BB and CC Winans, they catch hell, pun intended, because they go the secular route. But the thing is, isn't it supposed to reach people?
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to go to where people are to reach them?
Because Jesus spoke to the pimps and prostitutes when he was actually when he was roaming the earth.
And now pimps and prostitutes are in the pulpit. That's a different video. But even with the Clark sisters, their song ended up being played in the club, they said. And they got the song For You Are the Sunshine from Stevie Wonder's Master Blaster.
I'll throw you another one. Holy Ghost. Hey, if I could roller skate.
What was the Ohio player?
That joint used to
Your
crank.
love is like the
Holy Ghost.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm DC Love, baby. Essence redid it. Oh my God, they cranked that thing. You hear me? I'm bouncing. I'm sorry. I don't understand. So how is this considered to be wrong?
Yeah.
Its reach, its purpose is to reach the masses.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about sex. We're not talking about drugs. We're talking about love. That's all we're speaking of.
Yeah.
And that's it. So how is it that Kurt Franklin, even the young girl Erica Campbell from Mary Mary, she got thrown? Now I do have a couple of questions though, and I could be wrong. Could be like
bring it because
could be somewhat just.
It's the difference between gospel then and gospel now.
What gets me now, Mary Mary, when I've seen them perform, man, they be in bodysuits.
Body yaddy 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 suits. Okay.
I'm in bodysuits, man. Hello. I mean, you don't want to be deemed sexy, but you're in a bodysuit.
You're not supposed to look at what I look like. But when you're presenting yourself.
Yeah, but then, I remember I was watching a Facebook video, and this dude had a video, this woman going to church, and she had a body dress on. And I'm talking about, excuse me, sweetheart.
Go ahead.
She was fat, PH-A-T. And so, he was like, look at what I gotta do. Look at what's coming to church. And I'm like this. But you ain't supposed to be worried about who's coming to church.
Of course you're not supposed to be.
I say you're supposed to worry about, I said, what does it say that
but judge not unless you be judged, or
either that or to the point
come as you are.
Come as you are because you won't leave the same. Or something like that. I probably got
something like that.
Something like that. But I said, but dude, you're supposed to go to church for your own good. Why are you worried about what she got on? But then again, how you know that's all she got? She might have had nothing else. That's all she can wear. And look at where she's going. You see what I'm saying? So judging is wrong in all areas because but then again, we do it constantly because it is a sin.
Why is it right for church folk to judge and tell me what I'm going to do if I don't do a certain thing? But how is that right? Like, you can't tell me I'm going to hell. Like, who was that? Somebody said that
I was going to hell because my man told me. My man said I was going to hell because I question God. I question the Bible.
Everybody questions the God and everybody questions the Bible.
I was like,
it's all in what you do with it.
Man.
But the thing is, how do you tell someone that their voice? Who can tell you if your voice is anointed or not? Because who can decide where your life is going? Because Nicki Minaj did a verse in a gospel artist song, and I'm not sure exactly who it is, but I'll put it right here. And so now that artist, I believe, caught flack because they had Nicki Minaj in it. Now, why should that artist catch flack? Is Nicki Minaj not allowed to love God and do what she does? Because a lot of people say they love God and do the stuff that they do. Yeah. And the first thing they'll say is, God know my heart.
Yeah, but then I gotta come out the mouth and just speak on this term regarding Nicki Minaj and so many other rappers. You talk about sex, drugs, and killing on your CD or your album or your download, however you want to call it, of today's generation. But then you thank God. I'm just saying.
Booty, rubbing everywhere.
Yeah.
I like to thank God for some more. My moms, my players.
Nah, man, 187 on them mother. Be blasted, mother nigga. Bam, bam, bitch, bam, bam. I want to thank God for He's the one and first.
Listen to us. All right.
Yes, that's right.
We still here.
Technical difficulties.
That's the devil trying to get us. The devil. The devil.
I said, yeah, but it also, just like, they be going in. I want to thank God first and foremost, because without Him, nothing is possible.
None of this would be possible.
But they're blessed though, millions. But then all of a sudden, is that really God blessing them? Could they be the devil? Did I just hit you with that? I just make it come around. I'm just saying, we are confused.
I have a question.
Please.
And this is an honest question. Are all blessings good?
You know what? I'm going to say yes. The problem is, do you know the blessings when they come? issue.
Dun, dun, dun.
See, what happens is if you get a lot of money at a time when you need money the most, you consider that to be a blessing, right? Okay, then what about this? What if you get locked up for a crime? But it's a lesser crime than what you were actually doing. Is it considered a blessing then? Not once you get the handcuffs on you. But once you look at the time you got to receive opposed to what you are doing, okay, 1 year opposed to 20 years, is it a blessing then? See, blessings come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. The problem is, we got to realize when it's a blessing.
Right.
Uh-oh.
But I can see something that we consider detrimental, as such as being locked up or something. Mm-hmm. I can see that being a blessing if it keeps us from something worse happening. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
But
it's all good, I think.
Back on this music thing, though.
No, so back.
I'm sorry. Like, so what constitutes secular music? Does having a song without the lyric or without God's name in the lyric, does that make it a secular song? Question mark. Because there are lots of songs that say, I thank God for you, but it's considered RnB. So does that make it a gospel song because it said God? Is jazz music secular? Because they don't have any lyrics at all.
No, but jazz music was once the devil's music. Jazz,
I think everything is interpretation.
Rock and roll was the devil's music. Rap was the devil's music. Yeah.
Everything is interpretation.
I'm going to say this. Is R. Kelly music considered to be wrong to listen to because of his situation he's into right now with a teenage, with those young girls he's been involved in? Was it still a message that he was actually promoting when he was recording? Because I still listen to him. I really do.
What he did does not negate the music he makes. His music was great.
Yes.
Before we found all of this stuff out. Yeah. So now all of a sudden his music is bad. Yeah. That's what bothers me about people. Yeah. Like now all of a sudden it's bad because you found out something. So that means you feel ashamed.
Yeah, I don't feel ashamed. I still pump out.
He still got good music. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. I think it is what it is. And the best part about it is that, you know, R. Kelly has an illness. He has a sickness. And I want to tell you why he has a sickness. I don't know why he has a sickness. I want to tell you why it is a sickness. Because he recorded everything he did. He kept the evidence. See, I really believe when someone has an illness, you don't keep the evidence. When someone is just doing it because they're doing it, that's when you know it's against the law and you're sitting there trying to hide it. Look at one of the videos, one of the interviews R. Kelly had. Man asked him, I'm going to just ask you straight out, do you like teenage girls? He said, how you talking about? It's not funny.
When you say teenage.
When you say teenage, what you mean?
How are we talking?
Now, I'm just saying, and then I made light of it, but it's the truth. That's a sickness. When you can't, differentiate between teenage and woman. Some issues. Now, men that marry young girls at 18 years old and they like 30, are they considered to be molesters or old dirty men?
Now, I have something to say about this R. Kelly stuff.
Please.
Have you ever heard of a dumb criminal?
Yeah.
There you go.
Nah.
And wait a minute. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe he is not sick? Maybe he's hiding behind that? I'm just playing devil's advocate. Oh, am I going to heaven? I'm just playing devil's advocate because I'm indifferent about R. Kelly's situation only because I wasn't there.
All right.
And we have what everybody's saying versus what he's not saying. And it is what it is, regardless of what it is.
Okay.
There could be a way that he's smart enough to play the sick card. We do it all the time when we call in for work.
Okay.
I'm sick.
No, okay, hold up.
I'm just saying. It's a stretch, but I'm saying.
The dude is not calling in from work.
I get it.
I mean, seriously.
I get it.
When the dude was asked the question, do you like teenage girls? He said, how y'all be talking?
I know.
Oh, don't, please. I'm sorry. He has an illness. And that's just it.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. He has an illness.
I get that.
There is no medicine that he probably can take, because be a whole bunch of therapy, a whole bunch of couch time, and that he would have to go through. Now, with the R.K., I know we jumped from secular music.
Yeah, but it's still the same. R&B and gospel.
Yeah, it's like, I can't only blame R. Kelly. I got to blame the parents of these young girls. I'm sorry. If I know you on trial because you urinated on a young girl, and I know you on trial because you urinated on a young lady, why would I have my daughter come to your concert?
The thing is,
nonetheless, even come backstage to meet you.
The parents baited him by using their daughters.
Stop playing with me, man.
They knew who R. Kelly was during these concerts because their daughters were younger than Aaliyah when it happened. So what happens is they wanted to meet him. They baited him by using their daughters.
Yeah.
They knew it was going to happen. Shit went wrong, excuse me. Stuff went wrong. And here we are. But let's do this.
What's that?
Because we can go back a few years.
Let's go back.
BB Winans.
What do you do?
Was alleged to have assaulted his then wife. Not too many people talk about that.
Assaulted? How? What do you mean? Sexually or physically?
Physically.
Okay. How did he do it? Did he strangle her? Did he shake
it didn't
her?
make a difference. It didn't make a difference.
Assault is a very wide range.
You're right. You're right. But the thing is, hell, Leandria, God, charged in my head and in my heart. I love her. She's an artist, gospel artist. Leandria, y'all know who I'm talking about. She went on. She had her TikTok and her little videos, and she was talking. She said, "Look, she was drunk." And she was talking, she was like, this is my fucking house. And she was going on. I'm not mad at her. Know why? Because she's human. And what happens is, we as people, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm yelling. And I am yelling. I apologize. But we as humans, we get to this thing where, ooh, there's sun in here, ain't it?
I don't know.
Anyway, we're about to get out the sun. We as humans, we take so much pride in following people that we forget that we're supposed to be following God. So when you have a human being who does human things and it's out of the will of God, who are we to say what the will of God is for someone else? We don't even know what the will of God is for our own self. That's why we following other people. Like
somebody said, he said, I say amen. I don't follow amen. Dope.
Bars.
What? Drop the mic.
Because the thing is, that's why we're worried about what so-and-so wear to church. That's why we worried about how many kids they got out of wedlock, but now all of a sudden they want to marry. That pastor ain't gonna marry her. No, the pastor's not gonna marry you. So I mean, that's why we still worry about what other people do, because we are human. So please respect the fact that just as human as you are, that person or preacher or gospel artist or R&B artist that you're following, they're human as well. So they can make mistakes as well. And this music thing,
same situation.
Everybody says, well, I started out singing gospel when I was 2 years old. They would put me on a phone book so I can reach the microphone. Everyone has that same story.
But I'm going to say this. I ain't even throw out this. I'm going to say so. I wasn't mad with Kurt Franklin when he cussed out his son.
There was I.
I was giving that Bama praise, and we did a video on it.
It's going to be one father in this situation.
Let me tell you something, Slim. You gonna talk, and what gets me about the whole ordeal, the son wasn't 8. The son wasn't 12. The son was in his 30s. You
gonna come to me like a man? I'm a manhandle you.
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you just like you talking to me.
Yep.
We going street.
Yep.
See, a lot of these kids forget, for some reason, they don't realize that you come from the same streets that they do. The same dangers that they do.
Yep.
And for some reason, they don't believe that, mom and dad ain't never done this before. What? Why you think I'm telling you about it right now? But, hey, I wasn't mad at Kurt Franklin went on them. I'm so serious. He should have did more. He was light, to be honest with you. And he was still a Christian in my book.
Like I said,
sure.
His son did all that over the phone.
Yeah, he didn't do it in his face.
Over the phone. You ain't stepping foot in here.
Yeah,
because you know what's going to happen. I'll beat the brakes off your
and the son's mother, this is very rare that you'll actually find the son's biological mother, the son's mother, agreed with Kurt Franklin.
And I'm proud of that.
That's right.
That's how you co-parent.
And let me tell you something else. If you notice, when she came out of the mouth and agreed with Kurt Franklin, you see how quickly it died down? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, it wasn't all that hoopla and all y'all was talking at first. Now, all of a sudden, you got two black folks, a mother and father, agreeing on how to discipline their child.
Yep. Now, all of a sudden, it's not big news no more.
Yeah, all of a sudden, don't say nothing.
And then when it came about, like when the story first happened, it was so funny in that it was funny at that everybody talked about that's abuse, that's abuse, that's abuse. Let me tell you something. Growing up, we didn't have 800 numbers.
No.
You got your ass beat because you did some dumb stuff.
You deserved it. It wasn't seriously, I'm sorry. Man, you know how many times my father came at me like I was a nigga on the street? Are you serious?
If you act the part, you're going to get the role.
Man, that Bama let it be known. Say, man, I will beat the brakes off you.
That's it.
Try me, please. And you know what? I thank God for him. I thank God for the times my mother beat me up the stairs because I quit a job. I was 14. Not only did she beat me, she punished me. I ain't quit a job since. Do you hear me?
Right.
Damn what the director do. I'm worried about my mama coming at me.
Okay.
I'm going to keep this job until I get another one.
At 50 years old, you still worried about
it. Mama ain't playing them games, right? Because it wasn't to the fact of we needed the money. It wasn't to the fact that I lied about why I got fired. And that was the main reason why, because I lied. If I'd have told her the truth, I didn't want to work no more, I think she would have understood. Because I was 14 years old. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, she still let me know what we had to go through for you to get the job. And now all of a sudden on your accord, because you feel as though you don't want to be there no more, all of a sudden now you just want to you walk away from it. Now today, had my mother done it to me today and I'm 14, child abuse.
Right.
She was wrong. But my mother was not wrong.
Don't beat him, honey.
Are you serious? No. She beat me because I'm going to do it. That's my son. This is my household. And as I said before, I ain't quit a job since. Mm-hmm. Shit, I'm 50.
Right. Got your own family.
I'm worried.
Still.
Hey, look, I don't like this job, but I'm going to hold on to it.
Mom, is that okay?
Is that all right, Mom? Please. Because I'm seriously.
And I'm good with that. Because at some point.
You got the man up, Slim. Yeah. You gotta stop thinking about it's just you. You got to. And I'm going to tell you, Kurt Franklin's son, he's been in that position because right now he's been hand-fed. He had a silver spoon in his mouth because Kurt Franklin is Kurt Franklin and he's making millions and he done broke that youngin' off and I know he did.
Oh, yeah. And probably still is.
Yeah. And that's what happens when all of a sudden, when you become famous and all of a sudden you start having these kids spoon-fed, feel me? Then all of a sudden, they don't appreciate shit no more. And everyone can contest to this. Yep. I know you got a child. I know if you're a parent, you have done everything in your power for this kid, and they still want more shit. They still they'll never stop asking.
Because my obligation is not to get you what you want.
Thank you.
Your privilege is getting what you want.
And that's the difference, because now we have privilege and obligation totally confused.
Yeah.
I am obligated to keep food in your mouth, clothes in your back, and shelter, and that's it.
That's it.
But what gets me, I'm giving you Jordans, I'm buying you phone pods, I'm buying you Yeezys.
$1,000 cell phone.
$1,000 cell phone, your ass 10 years old. You crazy, man. I didn't get a cell phone.
All right, we steering off.
I know, we going on too.
That's all right, though. You with us, though.
Still the same situation.
Yeah.
It's still Jesus.
So, in my opinion, gospel music and R&B music are exactly the same, because now you have R&B artists creating gospel music. You have gospel artists creating R&B styled music. You are supposed to reach the masses.
Yes, you are.
And if you have to go to where they are, because clearly they're not going to come to where you are, because they know where you are, they're not coming. So if I'm supposed to reach souls, I have to go where they are and get them.
Yep.
And I think that that's what contemporary gospel music